Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host on Around the Horn, Ray Flowers. Yep, that's right, folks. I'm wearing a Sharks hat. Right off the top, Sharks better win tonight. They had a 3-0 lead against the Red Wings. They then lost 3 straight. It's now tied going to Game 7. Only 3 teams in the history of the NHL have ever blown a 3-0 series lead. Let's pray the Sharks aren't team number 4. Back to the diamond. The walking wounded is how I'm going to start off today's edition of Around the Horn. Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Kendrys Morales. Now, Joe Mauer has been out. It was the flu, it was the knee, it was bilateral weakness, whatever it is. He has now been out for a month of action. His last game was on April 12th. Reports are positive that he's moving in the right direction. Everything is progressing, but we still don't have a target date. Clearly, he's going to need some more time to get back to full strength as well as to get back into baseball shape. Looks like late May is best case scenario because he's going to have to go on a rehab assignment to get some at-bats before the Twins can activate him. Now, his teammate, Justin Morneau, continues to play. He had the setback with the flu where he missed about a week of action, but other than that, he's basically been out there every day, and his production has been absolutely dismal. He's batting .214, 1 home run, 9 RBIs, an OPS of under 600. Absolutely dreadful. In a mixed league, I don't know how you can have him even rostered at this point unless you're like in a 15-team league. He has just been dreadful. Kendrys Morales, boy, talk about a dreadful season. He had the issue with his ankle. It was surgically repaired from the injury he suffered last May. We're now about a year removed from the injury. He's still not right. So the Angels have decided to have him go under the knife again, meaning he will be out for a minimum of 6 months, obviously ruining his 2011 season completely. He's not going to have a single at-bat in the big leagues this season. The original fracture is healed, but there's scar tissue in there. They need to go back in and kind of clean everything out. It's not at all certain at this point if Morales is even going to be at full strength by the start of next season. Hopefully this procedure will get it done. Mark Trumbo should continue to see at-bats. He now probably will be a full-time player barring some injury or catastrophic failure on his own part. He's hitting .263 right now, but he's on pace for about 30 home runs and 90 RBIs. Production not far off what the team could reasonably be expecting from Morales this season. If you held on to Mark Trumbo and we're going to dump him when Morales returns, you just got a huge boost to the value of your club, because Trumbo looks like he's going to get 150 games played this year for the Angels. Hong-Chih Kuo, really sad situation for him with the Dodgers. We've talked about him here before and Around the Horn at BaseballGuys.com. He's had issues throwing strikes. He's had issues locating his pitches. And now he's on the disabled list with an anxiety disorder. This is actually the second time in his career he's basically got the yips and been unable to throw strikes. No one can explain why this is. We have no idea what it occurs. But the bottom line for Kuo is he doesn't have any confidence right now. He doesn't know where he's throwing his pitches. He can't locate his pitches at all. And because of that, the Dodgers are going to place him on the disabled list. No idea whatsoever when he returns. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be next season, it could be never. Let's hope that's not the case. For now, if you're a Dodgers fan or if you're a fantasy player, you got to have Vicente Padilla. He's clearly the #1 arm right now for that vacated spot in the 9th inning with Jonathan Broxton out with injury. As a fallback option to Padilla with Kuo out of the mix, you have to look at Kenley Jansen, a huge, huge arm for the youngster. He too has had problems throwing strikes, but when he does, an absolutely dominating strikeout rate, a 15 per 9 strikeout rate. You just don't see that in the big leagues. Also, don't forget the name of Mike McDougal. He has had some history as a closer, and maybe he'll get a chance if Padilla struggles a bit to get a save or two for the Dodgers. What are the Cardinals going to do in the 9th inning? Now, we still don't know what the answer to that question is, but Eduardo Sanchez has clearly asserted himself as the arm to own at the moment for the Cardinals. He's had 3 of the last 4 save chances given to him. He's converted all 4 save chances that he's been given this year. He clearly is in the lead for that 9th inning role with the Cardinals. You've got Boggs and Salas also in the mix. Ryan Franklin continues to look dreadful. I don't know if his career is over or what, but he is no threat at this point at all to the 9th inning, so completely remove him. For now, Sanchez is the arm to own, but Salas and Boggs still in the mix. Russell Martin, he's really slumping for the Yankees. Had a great start to the year. Everyone thought it was return to the salad days. As I suggested and as I warned, don't get ahead of yourself because of a couple weeks of at-bats. He's 1 for his last 17. His batting average has dropped down into the 250s. He doesn't have a single home run in 14 games. And all of a sudden, Russell Martin is looking like the guy we saw the last 2 seasons, not like the guy who prior to that was an all-star. Be careful with Martin. You obviously can't get much for him in a trade right now. You're going to have to continue to ride him and hope that he can return to the level of productivity that we saw early in the season and not the dreadful work that we're seeing from him right now. And then finally, pitchers with arm injuries. We have Yohan Santana slowly progressing from his shoulder surgery. He's making strides. The reason I bring that name up is Dallas Braden has a shoulder issue that's going to require surgery. It appears to be in almost the exact same spot as the issue that Santana had to deal with. The surgery is actually going to be performed by the same doctor that Santana used. Basically, Dallas Braden's 2011 season you have to look at and think it's completely over with. The hope is he'll be healthy at the start of 2012, though it's not a certainty. We've seen Santana take a little bit longer to come back from the surgery than had been hoped. And then Chris Young, another Met, another pitcher with continued arm issues. He is also going to have shoulder surgery. His 2011 season is almost assuredly also done. Hopefully you didn't invest heavily in Chris Young when he looked good, because as unfortunately we've seen with him for the past couple of seasons, he just can't take the ball every 5 games. I'm Ray Flowers, this is BaseballGuys.com. Thanks for joining me on Around the Horn. Go Sharks. Talk to y'all again soon.